Okay. So if we're talking about, classification scheme or classification system, you learn at least two kinds of classification systems, right? And you show me the certificates of attendance. I mean, you learn online by yourself. So, do you remember the names of two kinds of classification systems? Do you remember the name of classification systems that you learn online by yourself? You can talk, or I mean you can speak out, or you can type on the chat box to let me know that you still
LCC.
remember.
LCC and DDC.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. As you can see, I mean, both classification systems, they originally created in the mind of, I mean, classifying books, physical books, because they already set up main classes, Dewey for 10 classes and RC for 20 classes. They already set pre-existing classes. So it's very quick and strict to learn how to classify physical books with DDC or LCC as you learn online. But today, I will introduce you to know how to classify digital collections or digital objects online, right? Not physical books, and they call facet classification. Have you heard this term before? Lee or Sophie? But if you're not convenient to speak out or speak on microphone, just feel free to type on our chat box.
You mean the digital repository?
This term, yeah, faceted classification. Have you heard this term before?
Not the faceted classification, but yeah, the digital repository. Because I learned from before like record management, so I last time in that course, and I read some papers about the digital repository and the law of the standard of the digital repository in China, and I read a report about like compare with the international repository between the Chinese.
Oh, yeah. So what's the difference? There's some kind of standard.
Yeah, like I illustrate some different standards and some same. Actually, the most of them are similar, but maybe because China they have like their standards, so some standards they have their own rule like this.
So if you have a standard, so it's not easy. I mean, it's quite easy, right? To follow the standard and do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
To guarantee that maybe we can have different concepts in our mind, but at least we follow the same standard at the same time. Sophie, thank you for sharing with us. How about you, Duke or Lee? Have you heard the faceted classification before?
I think I never I never heard about a faceted classification, so it's quite new for me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, No problem. Lee, have you heard this, this term before, faceted classification?
I don't know. I never heard about this.
Okay, crap. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So if you open our My Course View on week 10, as I show on the screen, and you click the links, right? How to make a facet classification and put it on the web. Oh, sorry.
Actually, Azanga, for these two links, I clicked and I always go to the course bio page.
I will revise it soon. Sorry, you just copy and go to HTTP by manual first. Sorry. You can highlight the URL and click right on the mouse and open on Chrome or browser instead. Sorry about that. I will revise it soon. And this page, they will explain, explain the concepts of facet classification. It's quite different from, book classification like a DOE or LC. It's a little bit, I would say, easier. The easier thing, right? When you compare with DOE and LC, is that for the both classification schemes, it looks complicated. We have to, learn or maybe spend maybe many weeks to learn about DOE or LC in details. But for facet, it's a little bit, for general audience, it's quite easy to learn or get the concept. So, Duke, Sophie, and Lee, can you sum up to let me know that you click on this page? Thank you. Can you thumbs up to show that you already on the screen of this, of this concept?
Just give a screenshot or
Thumbs up. Can you see my screen now?
yeah.
Okay, crap. That's fine. That's fine. It will be great if you can access by yourself, right? From your laptop or from your computer. That's fine. That's fine. We can see the facet classification. In everyday life when you use the database, when you browse the commercial website, we have many kinds of facets of the products or services that you can filter them, you can screen out, or you can identify exactly what you mean or what you want, right? So for this screen, they just show some example of facets like personality, right? Of matter, energy, and space and time. Look at the biology of some famous people, right? When you're talking about, the famous person like the author, poet, or artist or something, when you're talking about the personality, right? We have some kinds of, matter, energy, space, and time of that people. So when we talking about the famous people, right? In one, yeah, whatever about the others, you're talking about, place of birth, or their work, or the people related to them, like a spouse or relatives, or some kinds of family members. There's many facets of this guy. So that's the point that I try to show you how, how to think about the facet when you classify the information. So like this, we kind of, if you remember Wikidata, do you remember Wikidata of our assignment? Yeah, you remember the Wikidata. There are many, I would say, grammars or attributes that try to identify or specify that kinds of people, location, or the event, right? There are many facets. They call that thing. They call this term facets, right? Thing, entity. If you remember Wikidata, we call entity instead. Right? And kind, a part, a property, material, process, operation, whatsoever. So, for an entity, there are many facets about them. So you can, thinking about, space and times and process and properties and materials. This is a facet that you think about the the facets around them. So time to reflect what you understand about a facet now. So I got I choose you know so you see the super sports shop stores. It's about sport, right? And this is a good example of facet now. Change English. So if you think about the facet, they try to classify the products about sports, right? So they got men, women, kid accessories, and something like that. So if you think about the facet now, what do you think the idea behind these categories, right? What types of classification that they try to categorize the products? Based on what kind of facet? Duke, Lee, and Sophie, what kind of facet that, the first level, right? The first level of
Gender.
Gender. Thank you.
And maybe the years old, because they are kids.
Yes, they got kids. The gender first, right? Men and women and kids. But as you know, kids, they include male and female, right? Male and female together. They didn't, except adults, they distinguish between, men and women. Anything else for the first level first? This is a kind of, thinking about facet. not book classification at all. I don't want to say this is a good example, right? Because for some user or some customer, I think they didn't connect with this classification at all. But anyway, this is some kind of design. So if you click at men or women, so what kind of facet, I mean the sub-level that they try to classify the products now? Maybe Sophie. So under the women, under the facet of women, what kind of information that they subsidize, or they say, they classify under the women?
I think kind
Mm-hmm.
or property, or yeah, I think like kind and property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kinds of properties. So start with the footwear. So what the idea or what the facet behind the sub-level of footwear they think about, or what they try to classify the sub-level. Sophie,
Like
footwear.
what it's like describe what how many kinds of shoes, and
Mm-hmm.
they can divide by like how to say that word. It's like when you it's like for the different
Uh-huh.
to do the different thing, because they have like running or training or
Uh-huh.
golf, and it depends on what are you gonna to do
Okay.
inside it.
Thank you, Sophie. Good answer. So if we look at the footwear, they try to classify based on the occasion, right? So you you have sport shoes, walking, and casual. When you go outside, not play sports, right? So this is the occasion or chance that you use shoes or wear shoes, go outside. And yeah, like Sophie said, uh, under sport shoes, they classify based on sports, kinds of sport. And for casual shoes, they're just talking about the facet that they try to classify. That's about design, right? The design or the styles of shoes, right? Like sneakers, sandals, or recovery shoes, flip-flops, something like that. And if we look at the apparels, right? We look at the apparels, they just classify based on, from top, I mean, shirts of, and the bottoms, like skirts or shorts, underwear, and socks. I didn't they thinking about how to help the user or customer to browse easily or conveniently to find the products that they want. Okay. Duke, how about men? Is different from women facets or not?
I think it's at the same category as the women, and Yeah,
Okay,
the
thank
same.
you. Yeah, you're right. Actually, they try to, try to be more consistent anyway, right? Even we didn't use standards or we didn't, maybe they have different kinds of facet classification. I mean, different from shop by shop, so, but actually within the website, they try to be more consistent. Like Duke say, I mean, men and women, they have a similar, I would say similar, not the same, right? 100%. But they got some kind, they try to be more consistent about the system that they classify the products based on the facets that they use. Lee, how about kids? I guess so. Maybe they're different from men and women, right? Because according to age, just Lee earlier said.
I think they're more or less the occasion and maybe they are focused on the clothes itself, not more support.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you. Because of their age, so maybe the product is not, so many kinds of footwear that they can choose. It's quite limited, right? To that age. So they just fancy or thinking about the fashion or sports fashion, like apparel or accessories rather than the adults. So that there are many kinds of footwear based on the kinds of sports, right? So this is you know example of facet. It's quite easy to think. I mean, we don't have any kind of uh, the theory behind classification. Do you remember, Dewey, that we got we learned maybe many weeks ago, we got at least 3 volumes of Dewey, and we have to learn how to build or construct the Dewey number, right? So it's quite complicated and very hard to learn. So, but for facet classification, no, they just allow you to to classify based on maybe some customers' needs or customers' idea. So that's the point I try to raise and show you how to. So the challenge of our information professional, our challenge is how we can change our classification to be more easier to the general audience, right? That's the point. That's our challenge. That's why we learn facet classification to, to make our classification to be more easier or to be, touched or even reached by the general audience rather than the complicated system. And I will give you some facets about our library system first. So if you remember VIAF, virtual something international authority 5, I think. Sorry, I can't remember the exact name. So they have a facet called persons, place, events, time, and the subject or topic, sorry. This is the general facets that we can find from, library databases or even archive when we're talking about, the information about them or something like that. So if, I mentioned about Bangkok in Thailand. So we're talking about places, right? But there are many events organized in Bangkok, at least in this year. And we got some kind of period, right? Historical periods about Bangkok, right? In the history. And we got talking about the topics like education, crime, transportation, or something like that. This is a kind of facet that, when the user search on the internet or search digital collections and key in the terms Bangkok in their search box. So there are many facets that you think about or you try to let the audience know how many facets that even they type the term Bangkok in the search box, but still have many facets behind the term that they try to search. Do you get the idea now? Do you get the idea now? Okay. Duke, you get the idea now?
Yeah, I get it because like what you said, if we type Bangkok in the search box, and so there are so many results come out.
Yes.
Because the term Bangkok could be the place, or it could be some event which has the name of the city, or the topic of some books or something like that, and even the times when the Bangkok city has the name Bangkok, and before
Yeah.
that they had the different name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's the point. Thank you, Duke. Yes, that's right. So I got some activity in the classroom that you can join now. Every country that we come from, right, in this classroom, you know well about rice, because rice is a food for Asian people. So if you search the term rice on your search box, at least you got 5 attributes or 5 facets under the term of rice. So all of you can show me some aspect or some facet that when you search the term rice. Person, places, events, times, and topics, please. When you type the term rice on the search box, or when you want to search the term rice on the internet or on Google. So what kind of the facet or aspect behind the term rice? Based on, 5 facets: person, places, events, times, and topics. Please. Lee, you want to go first? If we're talking about rice, what kind of person you thinking about?
If we talk about rice, maybe I think Thailand because we import the rice from Thailand.
Okay, whatever. Don't think about the commercial issues. Think about the concept or the ideas. If we're talking about the person who related to rice, who or which career you thinking about?
I just searched the term rice on the searching box, but I use the software Microsoft Bing. The first I searched is Rice University. Rice University, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
Yeah.
even automatic system, rice, there are many synonyms or even, spell the same letters, right? Rice, but that's the proper name, the Rice University. Sometimes it depends on search engine optimization, right? So it doesn't make sense about, it doesn't make sense to users or information user at all. So that's the point. That's why we try to design the system that makes sense. So with, with facets around that term. So thank you, Kabli. That's the point. So if you type rice, maybe you can see Rice University, not rice about, grains or foods that we thinking about that thing. So if you look at rice, what kind of jobs or careers or the person that relate to rice? Sophie, can you help Lee about this thing?
You mean the job?
Yes.
Or
related to rice, grains, food. The person, very important person who produced the rice. What do you think?
but when I search, I can't see the important person because it's not. Maybe I just.
Maybe we don't want to search on the internet at all. Just just use your common sense now.
I know one, but I just forgot the name.
Duke already gave our answer now. Farmer. That's the point. Farmers.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. That's okay now. Yeah. You realize what I looking for now. Okay, then. Don't think too much. I just want to make it clear about when we're talking about facets. So for the rice, the person who produce the rice, farmers. And maybe I thinking about consumers as well when we're talking about person. So go to the second facet, place or places. When we talking about or thinking about rice, what kind of place or what types of places that related to rice? So you can type in the chat box as well, or even use microphone. That's fine. So you know the idea now, right? So the person related to rice is farmer. Okay. Look at chat box first. Farmland. Okay, good. So, farmland. So you thinking about the green field, right? The green field as well. But some people, they didn't call farmland. It's maybe some farmland, maybe you can not just produce or grow rice, but you can grow any kinds of plants or even feed some kind of animal as well in the farmland, right? So for me, I thinking about, oh, sorry. Person. For me, I thinking about field, but that's fine. That's fine. We thinking about the same concept. That is the place that we grow, right? Right. That I got your idea, right? We're talking about the place that we grow rice, but we call different terms, but the same concept. This is our challenge, trying to find a good solution to solve same concept with different call name or terms. This is our challenge to find a solution for users. Thank you. I will talk it later. But whatever, you know the concept now, right? So the place that we grow rice, but Lee call farmland. But for me, I call field. So at least we know or we understand each other about the same concept, but we use different terms. So when we design the system for search or retrieve the information, sometimes our challenge is to find a good solution to help audience or information users to find what they want. So let's talking about events. Events about rice or related to rice. What kind of events that you think about?
I think it could be the Mid-Autumn Festival because it's a traditional events that happen after successful season of plant rice of the farmer.
Good. That's a good example. We're talking about festivals, but in Thailand, we have a Thai Farmer Day. We have a Thai Farmer Day to celebrate or to embrace the roles and responsibility of farmers that feed all Thai people. So we have a Thai Farmers Day as well. Yeah, we got a festival to celebrate something, right? Or even the holy events, right? I don't know. In your country, you have some kinds of traditional belief about rice, kind of angels or holy angels who stay in the rice, and you have to respect or worship her to make to grow rice very quickly, something like that. That's the event. Next, the fourth facet, times. What do you think when we're talking about rice? What kinds of times that may be related to rice? The difficult one. The difficult, yeah, that's difficult one. See your answer. Spring. Thank you. Please get harvest time. That's good. That's good. So both Duke and Lee, you think about the same concept. Now let me use this term now because I have to get the more serious thing now. Concept. We got the same concept, but we use different terms. That's fine. That's fine. So both of you thinking about the time that good for harvesting the rice. So, thank you. So the last facet is topic. What kind of topics that related to rice? It's a little bit abstract. It's a little bit academic. Oh, you feeding time. Not just feeding. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. You talking about Sophie? You talking about the process. That's good. That's good. The process of growing rice. It starts from seeding, so it's like a cycle, right? From start to the finish until you harvesting, like Lee say. So when you're talking about the topic, the good example is the process of growing rice from start to finish. Thank you, Krab. Thank you, Sophie. That's oh, Duke, you treat it seriously. You're talking about nutrition. Thank you. Carbohydrate, right? Carbohydrate. Nutrition. Yeah, from different kinds of rice. Like in Thailand as well, we call violet rice or black rice that are good, healthy, right? For consumers. When you take or when you have rice. Thank you, Krab. Good. That's so all of you understand the idea of facet now. I don't want to say that you always use common sense, but everyone just think the same possibility. Yeah, it is possible to think about the same concept, right? The same concept, but different terms. So that is our challenge. Try to find a solution to solve that challenge now. So get back to our facet classification that maybe lead us to the taxonomy and ontology. So that's another jargon again, another jargon from the concept in facet classification, like a person, places, event, times, and topics that lead us to taxonomy. Let's type in on the screen now. Taxonomy, ontology. Forget about subject headings and keywords for a while. Just forget a little bit. Forget what we learned about the subject headings or keywords. That's about the language, right? That's about the language, not knowledge. It's about language. So the language, we have a language barrier that because we use different words, right? According to our background, according to our culture, according to our gender or age. right? So we try to get rid of the language barriers. I mean, in terms of classification or subject headings or keywords or indexing in the librarian's way, we try to get rid of that kind of language barriers by creating or coining the new terms we call taxonomy and ontology concept. So we can think about the same concept with different terms, but without difficulties, because we got some kind of software or tools that help us to connect the same thing or the same concept, right, at the same time. So it's quite easy to, to trace back to thinking about, the terms. Oh, sorry, the concept rather than language that you read in front of you. So that's the point I try to, bring you to our topic today. That's we call taxonomy or ontology. So, I mean, when you use subject headings list, that we speak with librarians grammar, right? For the general audience, they didn't understand at all the meaning of subject headings, but or they use different words. It depends on age, gender, or background of the user that we know. They try to, convert from the concept into the search terms. That's the point. So, any questions now? You learn the concepts of taxonomy and ontology now, right? Just show your reaction. Just show your reactions. You at least you got the basics of, concept or taxonomy concept and ontology concept now with 5 facets at least: person, places, events, times, and topics. Okay,ครับ. So forget about library subject headings for a while because it's quite different, easier and more convenient than library subject headings.
อาจารย์
ครับ
so can I ask like so for the taxonomy and ontology actually is like so it's quite like the same classification way, but they depend on the different definition, right? So it's like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's correct.
So for the taxonomy, it's like talking about like the faceted classification, like they have like different kinds. And for the ontology, it's like we are talking about before, like about rice itself, and they have like different time, different different. I mean, what are we talking about? Person and about the time, about the events.
Yeah.
It's like that. So
Yeah.
they're different.
Good question. When we use taxonomy, we borrow this term or we borrow this concept from biology. Biology, yeah, we taxonomize, I mean, classify things or living, I mean, human beings or living things, right? I mean, based on the top to, the top level to the bottom level. That is what we call taxonomy, because we borrow the concept of biology. So cats and tiger, they come from the same, I would say, how to say, the same genes or the same, same types, right? Tiger and cats. So this is a taxonomy that we try to, we borrow biology from the top to the bottom. Hierarchy, right? Hierarchy from like a, family tree. Yeah, family tree. This is we use taxonomy. But for ontology, we borrow this word from philosophy. From philosophy. So for the philosopher, they always classify knowledge. So it's a little bit more abstract, right? When compared with biology. So for ontology, it's a little bit complicated because you can classify things or living things or whatsoever stuff, just living or non-living. You can't classify from top to bottom level. No, you can't. It's a little bit network, right? Because they stuff, they're flat. Some kind they have a top, sometimes they have a narrow, sometimes they have the same level, right? It's very complicated for the knowledge. I will say knowledge. So even they have a kinds of classification, but different approach or different thinking. But anyway, in theory, I will say that's the similar thing. It's a similar thing to do that thing. Every professionals, they have their own classification system. You say that, Sophie. Every professionals, they have their own classification systems. Library as well. We have a DV and LC classification, right? So for biologists, we have taxonomy to classify the living things, right? And for philosopher, we call ontology to classify the knowledge or abstract thing whatsoever. So every professional has their own styles, have their own systems, but we try to connect or borrow a good thing, right, to apply for information users together that we try to learn. So I will say in practice or in everyday life, it's very hard to distinguish taxonomy from ontology or even classification, because in some contexts, we talk the same thing, but we use different words. So in the future, Sophie, if you work in the university or even in the marketing press, something like that, I guarantee they have their own classification system to classify information or even data they use for, for their jobs, for their organizations. So anyway, at least you can apply this concept. We try to classify, but different approach or different methods that we can use. At least I try to teach you about facet classification that, again, persons, places, events, times, and topics, right? At least that we can link or join the things together. But again, the taxonomy and classification in library is quite the same thing because we classify things from top to the bottom. I want to conclude that taxonomy and library classification, they got the same thing because we classify stuff from top to the bottom. And some appears in classes or level, they can't reappear or appear it again in another level. You know what I mean? No, we can't came across the level at all because it's like hierarchy, right? Or family tree. But for ontology, no, it's quite flexible because, yeah, if you're talking about rice, just give us some example. If you search RICE rice in ontology, it can be grains or it can be the name of the university as well at the same time. So the ontology is a little bit flexible and yeah, look more network. They connect together. Even they use the same words, right? But they got different facets. Different. That's the point. So to make it clear, if you're talking about rice, RICE rice, in taxonomy, rice can be grains and can be place or university, right, for taxonomy, but they appear only once in each type of taxonomy. But for an ontology, rice can appear wherever. That means rice can be like a Lee says, like can be a proper name. Some people they got their full name rice or surname, sorry, rice. So I know the English football player they have a Declan Rice. I see it's a proper, it's a people's name. So that's the theory that I try to conclude on and make it clear first. I hope Sophie you get the clear idea now.
Yeah, I got it.
Some I will say for me it's the same thing. For me it's the same thing. It's the same method. That's it. But different in detail. They got different details. It depends on what kind of profession that you work. So we have a different kind of classification. So it's time for have a 5 minutes break, right? You can, checking your body or go to toilet, things like that. And we will get back at 10. Okay.ครับ. Pause. Record. I will paste the link of this picture to you. Still talking the facet first. So everyone got the link or have a same screen like me? Okay, thank you. So in the librarian's world, we got some kinds of the movement called beframe. Beframe. Do you remember Mark 21? That's very hard to learn, right? But I mean, Mark 21 is a little bit, hard grammar. Very hard to learn. It's quite static. not flexible enough. So this is the current movement we call big frame. But there are many long history. I will say almost 15 years now of the movement of, big frame. We call big frame, BIBFRAME, big frame. So whatever, I will talking or remind you about facet again. FACET. Yeah, FACET, facet again. So, I mean, in terms of Mark 21, we just thinking about how to create mark record, MARC, mark record. But for beframe, I mean, another movement, we apply facet in our cataloging practices. So as you can see from this image, they classify the title, right, of intellectual work or the title of work in three, how you say that, in three levels. First, we call work. The second level we call instance. It's another example of facet. Instance. And the last level we call item. They classify the title of intellectual work in three facets or in three levels. So let me give you some clear examples. Harry Potter is the word. Harry Potter is the word. But Harry Potter movies become instant. Or Harry Potter computer game, Harry Potter products, or souvenirs are instant. And the collection or the items held by library or owned by individuals or archives are items. This is the three levels of facets when we try to classify any kind of work in the library. You understand now? This is the another move. Try to help us to think about information that we try to classify. Whatever. This is they apply the concept of facet as well. We're talking about work, instant, and item. Again, if you're thinking about Doraemon in animation, right? A blue cat, blue robotic cat. Doraemon is a word. Cartoon and movies become instants. And the comics that you buy is an item. It's an item. So this is the concept. So if you look at the orange circle, as you can see the facet that we learned in the first section, right? So, Sophie, what do you see from this image that relevant or similar to the first session that we learned about facets?
Event.
Event. Thank you. Duke.
I think it could be the agent.
Agent. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Kapdu. But LC or Library of Congress call agent right? But for the first session, we call person, right? That's fine. That's fine. We got the same concept, right? Agent. But I love too agent, because we can conclude, we can include organization, right, as an agent as well, not just people, right, but organization. Yeah, the house icon, right? And the final one, lead. What kind of facet that you found from this image?
I think their subjects,
Subject. Thank you.
including
Yeah.
the location,
Yeah.
labels.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. But for the first session, we call topics, right? But the topics can be, just Lee says, can be location or places, right? Yeah, because we got the tag or label. Yeah, we learned a lot about tag because, like Music Brain. Do you remember that on YouTube? Yeah, tag and person as well. So you can the agent who are people and the subject who are people is quite different. You know what I mean? It's different because the people in agent facet, we're talking about birthplace or birth of year of birth or something like that. But for the people who appear in the subject, we're talking about whatever. Some for famous writers, right? There are many words talking about his work, talking about his literature a lot. They like they analyze them, they study that kind of literature. This is the subject, not the person as a not the people as an agent at all. So I want to tell you that the facet classification or the concept of facet, they already apply in the library's world now, in the movement of big frame. So if you bookmark this link, because I sent you now, it's very helpful for you to learn further about big frame movement in the library's world. It's changed a lot. And if you look at instance, the second level, yeah, work has instance. It looks like Wikidata, right? Because subject, verb, and object, right? And instance has item. We try to show the relation between or among three levels, right? And instance, we include format, publisher. At the last level item, held by or the holders or barcode. That is the concept framework of BigFrame that apply facet classification. So this is a widely concept applied in so many contexts of library, archive, and museum. Any questions? Any questions? Not yet. Sorry about, I just introduced the basic of BitFrame only, but they already some kinds of template that you can catalog books or digital collections in the BitFrame framework on the BitFrame methods, right? Yeah, BitFrame movement. They already got some interesting tools. But anyway, no problem. And look at the, so it means we have some kind of ontology now and taxonomy as well. Why? Because from the top to the bottom. Sophie, from the top to the bottom. And anyway, in each level, we got the network, right? So you see the in work, it's quite easy to understand, right? We got the attributes or facet in each level of classification. So that's the point I want to teach you today. So again, sorry to look at the say library of conference classification. Oh, sorry. Library of conference subject heading, sorry. Subject headings. Where's subject headings? I will send you the link soon. Have a look first. Data services. Yes. Okay. So, I give you the link of Library of Congress subject headings first to teach you about our assignment. Now it's time to learn how to create taxonomy or ontology that's beyond subject headings. First, I show you this first. You can access this screen now at the moment. Okay, Sophie, not your hate. You already access this screen. Đúng. Okay, okay,ครับ. Leave. Yes. Thank you,ครับ. So as you can see, different works and different instances. And I want to bring you to this here, subject, thesaurus, and classification. And look at the, I'll see subject headings first. See subject headings. And automobiles. So, and the first one, automobiles. Automobiles. Everyone got through this page. Oh, sorry. Okay,ครับ. Resume recording. So, everyone access to this screen now. Okay,ครับ. Thank you,ครับ. Thank you,ครับ. So, as you can see, the the screen of the words automobiles as a subject heading, right? So this is you quite get, you quite get familiar with these subject headings, right? A lot, and If you scroll down, you can see motor car from Wikipedia. That means the Wikidata use different term, right? Not automobile, but they use motor car instead. If you scroll down, and as you can see, the new version of subject headings, they try to become ontology, more ontology, or become more taxonomy as well, whatever we call. So, as you can see that variance, it means this varied name, right? A variety of names that they don't use as a, automobiles. They allow you to use only automobiles, only not autos, cars, not motor cars. But if you look at the Wikidata, sorry, you scroll down and you look at the Wikidata, they use motor car. This is a challenge. You get that? Just raise your hand. Reaction. Sorry. You get that? Yeah. So we have the same concept. We have the same concept now. So look at the draw. Look at this. They use term, concept, and scheme now, right? So we're talking about the same concept with different terms, right? So what kind of solution? What kind of the solution to go beyond language barriers or language drawbacks, right? How to overcome or win over language barriers? The answer is we use URI. We use URI, subject heading 85010 to 01. Do you remember that? I guess I already mentioned this word, identifier, right, at the beginning of our class. This is the way we try to overcome language barriers or language drawbacks. We think about the same concept, but we use different terms in different schemes, right? Wikidata, whatever platform, right? That they use. OCLC, national libraries, something like that. They use different terms, but we got the same concept. You get the idea now? That's the way we try to overcome the language barrier. We assign the identifier instead. But for Library of Congress, we use URI, Universal Resource of Uniform Resource Identifier. Uniform Resource Identifier. SH 85010201. Here, look at this. Look at the URL. You see the identifier now? Raise your hand. Okay, clap. Thank you. Sorry to treat you like an undergrad student. Okay. And whatever I try to wake you up with another movement. Forget about Mark 21. That is only librarian's grammar, right? In the library's world, we try to talk with the universal language. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen. As you can see, alternative format. Now, in the AI era, right? We have the alternative formats. You see that? You see that? Not Mark 21 only, right? Even we got Mark, we still got Mark. Don't erase them all. Then that's fine. But this is only library world. We try to talk with the global citizen, right? The information user around the world. So we try to use open format. What I want to show you, like JSON, this is open format JSON. You hear that? Oh, you see that? Sorry, you see that? Okay. That's the point. Why the point? I try to bring you to the ontology concept now. So what we can do now, you click on the JSON format. Please follow my instruction. Click on JSON format. Okay. It's quite, like a coding. So save. JSON file to wherever and save it. Everyone save it on your laptop with JSON file, JSON format. If you finish it, just let me know. Okay. Okay, ครับ ดู Lee, you complete that. Sophie, you complete. Okay, thank you, ครับ Sophie, you finish that?
No, not yet.
Oh, no, not yet. Or if you click on JSON format, it's look at it like similar like this, and you click on right hand side of your mouse, and you save it. Save as here and become JSON file, and save it wherever you can remember. Okay. Just wait for Sophie first. Anyway, I remind you first. I try to show you that the library try to go beyond Mark 21. That's so static, not flexible at all. You have to buy library software, right, to open Mark 21 file. But with the ontology concept or facet, right, we got the work, instance, item, we got subject, agent, event, right? Remember that. So we have many dimensions. We have many dimensions of facets about the search term. So the library catalog or the library record can do more than that. So JSON file format is another example of ontology to show the relationship between event, subject, agent, whatsoever, or even, broader term, narrower term, related terms. Sophie, you finish that? Okay, you can save JSON file format now on your laptop.
I'm trying to.
Okay. Any?
I'm sorry. Can you?
Okay.
show me
Any mistake? Any mistake you made or any wrongdoing? You go to JSON file format at the alternate format and you click them.
Oh, okay.
But don't panic. You can see the coding language, right? So
Yeah.
click right hand side of your mouse and save as. And the box, at the box, they will ask you, to save in JSON file format. And that's
Okay.
it.
I got it.
Okay,ครับ oh, do you try to tell Sophie? Thank you,ครับ.
Thank you.
And whatever, copy, and now you can save this bookmark. That's very interesting playground or very interesting toy that you can play with JSON file format. So everyone can access JSON LD playground. This is linked data. Sorry, I teach you only the basic. and this is linked data because we try to connect every facet around the search term, right? JSON LD playground. That the toy or the playground that you can play JSON file format. Okay, before we play with the automobile subject heading, before just play with the example first. Look at the person. Look at the person, and there are two rows, on this screen, and at this row you can click visualize. Please, if you can follow my instruction, just let me know that you finish or you complete. If you click at the person and click the second row, you can see visualize, right? You can see type, that's person, right? There's a facet. Name, job title, telephone, that's kind of metadata. You see the facet now? Raise your hand. Okay, thank you, Sophie. Duke, you see the facet now? Type is a person type, right? Lee, you complete that things from JSON LD.
Wait.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Duke, you already finished the example?
Yeah, just wait a minute.
Okay, thank you, Krab. It's a little bit delay, right? So please feel free to save or bookmark JSON LD playground. You can learn further if you fancy learning linked data. That's right. The person, the facet now, Sophie, person, event, place, right? That's the facet. Product, recipe. If you feel hungry now, recipe, mojito. And you got ingredient, and you click on the ingredient, you can see, proportion, right? Proportion of raw materials or raw ingredients, white sugar, cubes, whatsoever. Okay, thank you, Kapduk and Lee. Done it. And you can play with the example that attached to come together with JSON LD playground. But now to test with library subject headings. Do you remember the terms automobiles? Automobiles, right? So just, anyway, you can copy library of Congress subject heading, SH identifier or something, right? Or you can, open the file open the file that you save from JSON LD output. So whatever what I try to persuade you, that's the point. Whatever you save, sorry. Or you can copy, right? But I try to do manual first. Copy and get back to JSON LD input and paste. Copy, paste. Or use the JSON LD copy. Let me try first. Paste. Okay, good. So, sorry, the easy way to do that thing. I'm sorry. The easy way to do that thing, not save, not just save the file onto your laptop. Sorry about that. You just copy the link of automobile subject headings, JSON, right? They got the file JSON and copy and you paste on the document here, and they will show up on the JSON playground. And when you click on visualize, a loop or something, hope so. Quite big. It's quite big. Here, it's quite big. So if you click on some, and you can see the link between the words, between subject headings as well. So you can do like I did. Raise your hand. Duke, you already finished? Okay, thank you, Krab. Lee, it's a little bit heavy. The file is quite heavy. It's take time to proceed. Sophie, you see the screen like mine?
Yeah, I
Okay,
already,
Krab.
yeah.
Okay, Krab. Thank you. Lee, finish that. Take time.
Wait a minute.
Okay, it take time to process. Duke, if you feel bored, you can click on the tab on the second row. As you can see, I will show you a little bit. N-quotes. N-quotes is a grammar of linked data. Quite a little bit universal. As you can see, World Wide Web Consortium or the W3 organization. Yes, this is a universal standard. Well, when we try to create linked data or ontology in the same thing. And like a table, if you click at the table, this is the grammar similar to Wikidata because we have subject, predicate, and object as well. Every meaning or every data, they got their own identifiers. You can see that. Too, you can see that. Lee or Sophie, you can see that if you click on the tab called table, you can see the grammar of JSON LD or JSON file format. Every data or every information, you can replace them with identifier, not language. Read my lips. You can read, right? You can read the data or information, not language, but identifiers. Yeah. So if you remember the assignment of Wikidata, right? So I try to teach you how to assign identifier, right? Everywhere. Like, do you remember your assignment in Wikidata? You introduce tourism place, right? The tourist place, and you try to find URL or identifier of that pictures, of that statistics, any kind of things. You copy and paste URL, right? So that we try to, try to assign identifier and go beyond language, right? So don't care about the language, but we talk the same concept. That's fine. And the amazing thing is visualization, right? And yeah, it takes time to process. Thank you, Sophie, as well. So if you click on on the the image on the link data or visualization, whatever you call, yeah, as you can see, if you click at the yellow point, as you can see, URI, right? Uniform Resource Identifier called SH850-16950. And if you click at the yellow point, and you can see the green point, and they come over and over and over, that's linked together between the concept now. So I have to persuade you to call concept now, right? Because we go beyond language. We go beyond subject headings as a language, right? As a term. We treat them like a concept. Right? So you know what I mean? So if you get the idea, please reaction, raise your hand. Now, yes. Now we have to call them concepts, not terms at all. And each concept we can link together to show the relationship between the concepts. Visualize them. So everyone knows the idea now? Knows the idea now? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay,ครับ. So we replace the concept, or we represent the concept with you are or identifiers. Okay, now when we classify things or try to show the relationship between the terms, now it means we try to link the concept together And we represent the concept with URI identifier with JSON LD or JSON file format because it's easy for you to play with JSON file format to show the connection or the network between the concepts or among the concepts or among the concepts, right? So that's the point. I ask you to understand the movement of ontology approach, taxonomy approach now. Okay. So you get the ideas now. React again. Sorry. Okay, crap. Thank you, though. Any question, Sophie, Ollie? Because we have to move to your homework now.
No.
No, no questions at all. Okay, thank you. So it's time to make ontology happen like this with your homework. Okay, it's time to show your work now. First, and go to your My Course View. Go to the My Course View and click on assignment first. As you can see, creating ontology with Unilexicon. So everyone go to the homework of the assignment on My Course View. If you get there, just let me know. Okay, grab. Read the instruction first. That suffer, right? Change one of the facets of thesaurus for use in college and university archive. Provide you with the URL from the static display to the interactive ontology. That's my instruction. Second, use the Unilexicon and complete some useful information as much as you can. Then answer the assignment by copying and pasting the URL of your ontology. But don't be scared because I will tell you the details of our homework after the break. After the break. Okay. See you at 11:05, right? And I will show you how to do the homework. And then now it's your turn. Okay, class. Have a 5-minute break. Thank you. So if you look at the chat box of Zoom, I provide you 3 links as an examples of, library subject headings or thesaurus or, that have becomes a form of ontology or taxonomy that we learned today. So you can save it or bookmark them, open them later. That's very helpful for you to make you get better understanding of taxonomy and ontology or even facet approach that we learned today. First is library of concrete subject headings that we learned, and we use JSON LD, right? JSON LD playgrounds. You can use it. You can use it and you can, understand how to link the data, right? Of metadata in the library or archive and even Museum. The second link, yeah, we call National Library of Medicine subject headings, or MESH, MESH, medical subject headings. This is the old one, right? But now with new version, because they try to, display the relationship between subject headings with ontology concept, or ontology in the display of ontology format or taxonomy. If you don't mind, you can search, National Library of Medicine. You can search and search COVID-19. And then they will show MESH or medical subject headings. So you see that? as you can see from this screen, or even you access by yourself, this is 3 numbers. Identifiers, again, unique ID, right? So you can see from the URL, they call D00000863882. These are identifiers. So we try to represent the concept with identifiers or unique ID as well, right? This is the widely used methods that we try to organize information online. Okay, you see that? Raise your hand. Thank you. Okay, class. And if you click at the top, the third tab, mesh tree structure, you can see, Sophie, you can see taxonomy from the top to the bottom, from the broad to the narrower terms. But they show you with identifier or numbers. You can see, without, go beyond language drawbacks or language barriers, right? It's you say it's a jargon, right? It's a technical terms of medicine. But don't mind, because they represent the medicine or the medical terms with number. Yeah, so whatsoever. And you can see the concept of tree structure now, right? Family tree or hierarchy. And if you click at 4th tab, you can see concept now. So today's my job is to bring you to the taxonomy or ontology that we call concept, not terms. Concept. And if you click at COVID-19 preferred, and you can see the concept, right? And number, scope note that you can't miss. Now for your homework as well, I need scope note a little bit, but don't worry, I will declare, or I will explain our homework instruction again, right? Carefully. Yeah, please listen to carefully, and we can review this video later to make it, clear of your understanding. So yeah, we can't miss scope note, because the scope note just to make sure that subject heading users can understand the terms or the concept they use. As you can see, terms, right? So this is the concept. This is the concept, but we can use variety of terms. Sophie, you get that idea? Yeah, thank you. Duke, you get the idea now? Yeah, thank you, Lee. Okay, so the one concept with variety of terms, but don't worry, no problem, because we represent the concept with identifier or term numbers. That's good. That's very good. If you click back, oh, sorry, and if you click at, concept and pandemic related, as you can see, the preferred terms, right? A pandemic without S. And if you click at pandemics, and you can say term UI and date and thesaurus ID. Now, I want to confirm that today's library subject headings, library thesaurus, and whatever, they try to become ontology or taxonomy, right? In process or in the format or in the display whatsoever we display as an ontology, means we display it to show the relationship between terms or between concepts, sorry, we don't use the term now. We try to show or display the relationship or the network among concepts that related together. That's the point. That's the point. And the final sample is UNESCO thesaurus. UNESCO thesaurus. And again, you can see if you click academic buildings, whatsoever. You go to the UNESCO thesaurus now. Just raise my hand or let me know. Okay. Or click whatever concept that you prefer, not just a building. Okay, you do that thing. Okay, thank you, Lee. So if you look at UNESCO thesaurus, again, this is the big movement, the current movement, right? So we call concept now broader concept, narrower concepts, related concepts, and entry terms, right? So preferred terms is academic building. That's fine. That's fine. We still get a representative, right? Academic buildings. That's fine. That's fine. But in other language, UNESCO languages, Arabic, French, Russian, Spanish, whatever, and you get the URI. Concept number 1055. Concept number 1055. You see that? You see that? Okay. And you can play with Jason Audi playground. Don't forget, that's very, interesting toy for you today. You can download Jason Audi. You can download Jason Audi here. Copy. You play in Jason Audi playground. Oh. That's good. Okay, but anyway, you can show the Jason Audi the JSON file format here, right? So they support RDF, XML, and JSON LD as well. Try to solve problem later, right? If you play with JSON LD playgrounds. But anyway, look at the left-hand side column, right? So this is alphabetical order. You can browse it, you know, letter by letter. And the second tab is hierarchy. Yeah, this is taxonomy, right? The taxonomy as well, because it display like a taxonomy hierarchy, right? Or tree structures. And group here together. This is current movement of, of facet classification, ontology, taxonomy, whatsoever. Yeah, this is good example. And if you clear now, you get back to our homework. We get back to our homework. First, you have to learn the tools that you use to create taxonomy first. You click at Unilexicon. Lexicon here. Everybody go to this page now. Go to this page now. This is the tool that you use to create your work and submit to me. Submit it to me here. Taxonomy editor suite. Everybody get here. Get there. Okay, Abdul, thank you. Lee and Sophie. So the first thing, you have to sign up first. Sign up first. You give email address. Don't forget your password and create your account. Or use your Google account. Whatsoever you want. So for me, I already logged in. Log in it. If you finish it, just let me know. You will use Unilexicon taxonomy editor to create your homework. Okay, thank you, Kapli. Duke and Sophie. Yes, thank you, Kap. So before you create yourself, you create your taxonomy for yourself. Just explore taxonomy first. Okay, here, because it's an open source and we don't pay. So be careful that your taxonomy will be public. Everyone can see your taxonomy. So I teach the concept of taxonomy and ontology a lot. So as you can see, many Thai taxonomy here. That's my Thai students product. And you can click to see what kind of the data they already appear here. A lot. Oh, they got Chinese taxonomy as well here. Lee, Sophie, can you tell me to read this? What is it all about? What is it about?
Actually, this is called Chinese and it's a course in Chinese school. We will learn this is the first class we need to learn about, and here are some like kind of what will you learn in Chinese course, and like language use or symbol or this like language description, the sentence, anyway, it's a lot.
Okay, Crab, thank you. We got, they consist of 15 concepts. Yeah, right? 15 concepts. A lot, it's quite a lot. And as you can see, what I give you more scores or higher points. That means you have to provide me description in each concept as well. You know now, right? So why I got lower score than Sophie? Because you didn't give me some description in each concept. It's not just about a number of concepts you create. It's about full description, or you give me much information as you can, right? And related whatsoever, and you can add another concept whatsoever, and you don't forget to click save every time. So, and yeah, please, you know, give me, give them the, I mean, the admin, right? Because you create your profile already or your account, right? And at the left hand side, click switch view. Click switch view. And what we learned today, whatever cards here, right? Or list here. Like Sophie asked me taxonomy from top level to bottom level. Tabs, drop down, navigation, whatever, right? Yeah, like super sport that our in-class exercise at the beginning of today's class, right? Yeah, you can conclude with this sample. And you can export in JSON file. We learned today JSON LD, right? JSON LD background. Or if you feel comfortable with CSV or Microsoft Excel, that's fine. You can download it in CSV as well. But whatever you create, you can switch view, like an editor, a hypertree here, right? Now now you try to think visual, right? You visualize them. That's fine, like an editor, and you create the concept, right? And you cut, and you list, and you tab, and you tab. You can download or export JSON file, CSV file as well. And you can learn scores if you have plenty of time to learn. It's another open format whatsoever, but that's fine. So the program now, easy, very easy. Your major task, just give me information as much as you can, like a description, the relationship among the concepts, right? So if you look at the Unilexicon now, you are ready to create now. Yeah. And learn to create now. Very easy to use for Unilexicon. that help you to get more understandable of taxonomy or ontology as well. So this is new vocabulary. Right? This is you create. Don't hurry. Just look at the function first, the menu first. don't try create anything. This is new vocabulary. You create your new vocabulary first, the title, right? So you can add a concept, right? And choose, forgive me, use English because otherwise I can check your homework. Use English, okay, and source, that's good, that you can provide the source, but don't worry, I give you a source for you to, to cite or to refer, right? And you type the concept and choose, and you can add another concept as you want, right? And when you finish it, in process, you can save as much as you want. So if you look at the picture, you can download as well, but don't cheat it by downloading from Library of Congress. No, you can't, because I got the instruction exactly what you come from, or the source that you come from, that you can borrow or you can import. You can add here, right, as a new vocabulary here, as you can see, and you create the name of the concept, right? Or if you hate it, you delete it. Delete them here, right? And you can put under the connection or under the relationship that you want here. You can try some if you want, and you can save it. And if you don't enjoy it, just delete it. Here you can delete whatever you want. Vocabulary. Okay, that's the function. It's very easy to use. Very, very easy to use. So you can mock them and try the function or something like that. So you get the idea of how to use Unilexicon to create taxonomy now in the basic, right? in the basic, in basic. So let me show you first a new vocabulary. You the concept, name, I will call metadata, and I create here, right? And if you don't like it, I will create metadata, and again, I will say structure data. I will show you first. Structure metadata, right? It's a sub level. Structure metadata here. And as you can see, the theory of metadata, right? Structure metadata and administrative metadata. Create. Now I got subfield, right? The sub concept of metadata, administrative metadata, or sorry, structure metadata. I print, sorry, misspell. Structure data. Structure data, and if I hate it, I delete it. Okay, you got the menu now. You can use the menu now. Thank you, copy. Oh, you go cut out, cut in, whatsoever want. If you hate it, delete it. Okay. But the important, that concern your score or your point for these assignments about description. So don't worry too much because I give you a major source. Look at the instruction again. What the concepts or terms come from. Already assigned for you. Okay, that is thesaurus here. This is a major source. You can choose or pick up the concept here. So just let me know. You get access to the major source of your homework now. Okay, ครับ Duke is quite, related to your interest, right? Duke is the archive. It's an archive. So this is tutorials for use in college and university archives. Sophie, you see the facet now? You get the idea of facet now? Yeah. They divide university archive into 10 facets, right? Academic affairs, administration, classes of person, corporate culture, events, blah, blah, blah. So your homework is pick up few concepts in facets, yeah, whatsoever. Maybe Lee, you fancy to think about fields of study, right? So you pick up, and here, as you can see, this thesaurus still looks traditional. It's a static, right? So that's your job to convert or transform this static form or the static display to become interactive ontology. This is my homework for you. You get that? Raise your hand. Okay, ครับ You get that? Okay, thank you, ครับ Because the thesaurus that I give you as a major source is still static, boring, and it's the alphabet order. So it's your turn to transform it to become more interactive and looks like ontology. Okay, and you can use Unilexicon to transform any concept in thesaurus. You can pick up few concepts, right? And you show connection or relationship across the concept. As you can see, from the example of Unilexicon, you can see in Chinese, right? They got 15 concepts, but no, don't waste your time like that. I just check you understand the concept of ontology, taxonomy, or even facet classification we learned today. That's my objective, right? So 15 points, 15 score of this assignment. Just show me you deserve it, right? So you show your understanding and you create ontology about, about university archive here. You just pick up few concepts and show, and you create with Unilexicon. That's it. But don't forget what I look for. What I'm looking for is about description. Give me more details. Or you prefer university sports, right? Basketball. And you can see, athletic basketball, yeah, short term and used for something. It's a little bit, traditional subject headings. I don't want, hey, sorry, I want you to change from static display to become more interactive. That's my homework. Okay. Any questions? Any questions about this?
I want to ask for like any vocabulary we can use, or we should search from let's see. Anyway, can we use any vocabulary, or we need to find some source to get the vocabulary?
Good question. For the terms, I assign you to use only this thesaurus. It's a thesaurus of University Archive in the archivist.org. Yes, this is a major source. The terms, yeah, don't find anywhere else. you use only terms that appear in the thesaurus of University Archive here only. This is a major source for you. But as you can see, this thesaurus, there's no description or scope note at all, right? No scope note. That's why I asked you to find additional information about scope note of each term that you choose. So this makes you different from the others in terms of points or score that you can get. Again, to conclude or to summarize, you pick up the terms from this thesaurus, right? From this thesaurus. Don't go beyond. Don't use the others. you just stick to this thesaurus only in terms of vocabulary. That's fine. To create a concept. Your job just try to transform this boring display to become interactive or to become ontology. The first. And the second, what I need more, you have to find or pretend to create description or scope note in each concept you create. Okay. Sophie, you clear now?
Yeah, so
the term and vocabulary come from these thesaurus only. Okay. But as you can see, yeah, what they lack of is scope note. Yeah, that's why I assign this major source for you, Dirk, Lee, and Sophie, because it's lack of scope note. That's your job to upgrade your points or to up level of your score. The more you can get the description, the more score or higher score you can grab from me. Because yeah, I know that they have.
Okay, so we can choose term and concept from this source.
Yeah, from the thesaurus, from this thesaurus only. Whatever that you fancy or you feel get personal interest, that's fine. It's not about a number of concepts, Sophie. Not about a number of concepts, but it's about scope note or description. That you create ontology or taxonomy not for you, but for the audience. You know what I mean? Not for you, not for Ajahn Somsak, but for the general audience. That's why you have to provide us scope note or description, what the terms or what the concept mean, right? To make the audience know. Okay. Not just about a number or concept. But if Duke can give me 10 concepts with scope note, but Sophie, you give me 5 concepts with scope note, Duke will win over you because okay, we got a scope note as well, but Duke can give me 15 concepts. But I'm joking, Duke. I didn't put you on pressure. I'm joking. That's the point. Any questions about our homework? And don't rush because I provide you the deadline. Our deadline is on the 29th of October. 9 days. 9 days. Don't hurry.
Ajahn, I want to ask a question.
Please.
Sorry, I don't understand what is the code noise. Sorry, I don't understand the word code noise. Sorry. You said the word. I can't understand.
The words. Sorry, the word spell.
I don't understand the word.
Yeah. Just tell me.
Scope note. I don't know. So I can.
Scope note. Right?
Yeah, maybe
scope note. I think.
Scope note or scope note. Okay.
Oh, I don't understand the word. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Feel free. Don't worry. Scope note, right? The scope note. The scope note. Yeah. I will say, I mean, in this homework, I just don't want only concept, right? But you have to give me scope note. But unfortunately, that make you confused. That's fine. Unfortunately, in Unilexicon, they don't call scope note, but they call description. Forget about scope note, but because it's the same thing. Scope note. Scope note means what is this concept about? That's fine. Don't worry about your patience. So, yeah, to make it clear, scope note you can see in other subject heading lists, in other, taxonomy databases. That's fine. Okay, but for Unilexicon, they call or they use the word description instead. So your job when you use Unilexicon, you just give me concepts and description. Description means what is this concept about? To let the audience know what the scope or the how deep or how narrow of the concept, right? So you just give some short definition. I will say that short definition. Short definition. But as you can see from the major source, that's my intention. That's my intention. This thesaurus, there's no scope note at all. There's no scope note at all or description at all. That's your job to find corrupt practices. That's your job to describe a little bit about cheating. Right? That's your job. You have to go beyond these thesaurus. But just Sophie asked earlier, Sophie asked about the terms on the vocabulary. And I say, yeah, you use the vocabulary or the concept, from these thesaurus only. No need to Google anything. But for description or scope note, you have to find them from the Google. That's the point. Because that's my intention. Please don't worry. That's my intention. Because I know that this thesaurus is not complete and a little bit out of date in terms of the display, right? It's static display. That's my point. That's why I choose this. That's why I choose this as your homework. So I think you get more clear now the idea of this homework now. Yes. Okay. And if you still face the problem about this assignment, maybe I can't explain you more, or I'm not good to explain you about the instruction. Feel free to ask me on our chat line, our Coursework chat line, or even email me. You can answer your queries. But don't hurry. You just test and try to use Unilexicon first to know its functionality, right? Or its functions. That's fine. You can delete it, create it, and until you feel confident, or you can ask me any questions about Unilexicon or any about about the homework instruction, about the thesaurus whatsoever, but I will answer you or reply you directly via our chat line. But line is prefer. I prefer chat line because Sophie and Du can get the answer as well. So feel free to ask about my homework. Anything else? But don't worry, you can ask me whenever you face the problem. And ask on chat line. Yeah, it's better because your friends can get the answer as well. Because I mean, I suppose that we have the same situation, right? When you create with Unilexicon. Okay, crap. And I will publish our video on private YouTube. You can review it later. But don't worry, you can't search on YouTube in Google in general, right? Because I set it in the private platform. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for your time. And see you next week. And just let you know that our deadline of this homework is on the 29th of October. Don't worry too much. And that's it for today. Thank you for your time. ครับอ่ะดุ๊บ
yeah
Okay. Okay. And see you and take care of your health. Stay
Yeah.
safe and stay healthy. Okay, ครับ Bye bye, Sophie, Duke, and
Bye,
Lee.
Sophie.
See you next time.
bye bye อาจารย์
Bye bye, ครับ
yeah see
Bye,
you next
guys.
See you.